All right, welcome back to the podcast. My name is Doug Sandler, host of several other podcasts, but none more important than this one, building Your Life podcast. John Browning, I'm excited to be able to chat with you today. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah, good to be back. Good to be back. I know where I am. I'm just happy to have air conditioning because it is hot down here in South Florida.
Even for Southern California, or actually Central Coast California, I guess it's technically considered just south of Santa Barbara. I'm about 20 miles inland from the Pacific Ocean, and it gets hot. The change in temperature in Ventura, it will be 20 to 25 degrees cooler there than it is here. So in Ojai, California, it's going to be probably close to 100 today, and it's a freaking hot 100 too, because we don't get weather like this.
Yeah, that's like it feel like it. I think it was 87 yesterday, but the feels like temperature was like over 100.
Well, you guys get so much humidity in Florida.
Yeah, and we've had a couple of 97 degree, 95 degree days that were like feels like 107 degrees, and those poor people in Texas. Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
Let's not dwell on the heat. If the heat doesn't kill us, maybe the end of the world is actually going to come with WorldCoin.
That's is it the end of the world, the global warming thing, or is it WorldCoin, or is it FedCoin, right?
All of these things. So I wasn't really familiar at all with WorldCoin, but I know isn't it the company or the crypto that's run by the same guy that started OpenAI? So how bad could it be? The guy that's going to take over currency is also taking over all of our artificial intelligence too.
Yeah.
He's the Jeff Bezos of his day, I think.
Yeah, it's like how, yeah, exactly. How bad could it be? He's just going to control, well, everything.
Everything. So for those that in our audience that don't know anything about WorldCoin, or this is the first time they are hearing it, this was the first time I read anything about it, but why don't you share a little bit about what you know WorldCoin is, and then let's talk about, is this the end of the US dollar? Is this the end of freedom as we know it? Or is it just simply the end of everything?
Or is it the beginning, which
is
what he would tell you, right?
Right,
Yeah,
right,
it's the
exactly.
beginning of the new universe, right? Yeah. So I mean, WorldCoin is certainly, I mean, it's interesting, right? The whole idea behind it is that it protects your privacy. What critics say is that it could do the opposite, because he has, I mean, literally, I'm not kidding, there's an orb,
all right,
that so literally it's like a silver ball, and you sort of look into it, and it takes like temperature readings to make sure you're a real person, facial recognition, iris, the whole 9 yards, to make sure you are you. So
kind of like my iPhone.
yeah,
doesn't my iPhone do that for me right now? So, but it sounds like you're describing something that looks like it's a security process. And I was thinking that WorldCoin was something like a just world currency. Do I have that wrong?
No, you're not wrong. But the idea behind it was that it would be a sort of world currency that people could use in complete and utter anonymity and with complete security. And yeah, of course, the critics are saying, well, actually, in doing that, you've actually created a security and privacy issue, because now this company that could be hacked, any company could be hacked, right? We don't like it, but we hear about it every day. Some big company with big budgets and everything else is getting hacked. So say this company gets hacked, they've got not just your social security number, they have your fingerprints, they have your average temperature that you run at, they have your facial features, every single thing about you this one place has.
All right. I have a couple questions, though. It sounds like the only thing that WorldCoin is going to present or reduce is the amount of things that I need to, like right now, if I want to use my phone, which I have my iPhone, I have to use the iPhone wallet. It has all of my credit card information, everything already stored in there, probably encrypted and all that. But what you're saying is the only thing that we're removing from this equation is the iPhone. And all I need to do is step into the line of sight with this orb thing in order for it to recognize me and determine whether I'm the person that I say that I am. And then it will access all of my accounts or wherever my spending money is. Is that correct?
Right, and that's really a point, because like the same thing has happened, and this is how AI. Well, here we go, we're going on another topic here, and Chat GPT, which this guy also is very involved with, is it becomes a convenience thing. So Amazon and Siri on the Apple iPhone side and Alexa on the Amazon side, it's just super convenient. And so it's like, well, yeah, I want that. And then gradually, and this is the critic side, gradually we give away all of our privacy, right? I mean, Amazon now knows how much milk I need because my Samsung refrigerator tells me I need milk because I didn't even know. But Amazon knows.
Mm-hmm.
My smart TV knows everything I like to watch. It can suggest, and does, by the way, suggest different shows and different, of course, streaming services that I need to subscribe to. There's about, there must be 50 streaming services now, right?
Right, right.
You can spend $9.99 a month on. And this is, by the way, bringing it back to personal finance. One of the biggest issues I have with my emerging investors group, which is about 6 people I take at a time, and they're not really ready for prime time yet investing, but they are dedicated to getting there. So usually younger, not
Mm-hmm.
always. And we talk about that. And what we find is when we dig into it, we actually go through their credit card statements. Well, there's like a bunch of these little charges that they're getting charged that they didn't even realize. And suddenly we've got their budget under control
Right.
really quickly. But you begin to not realize it because we don't think about it because of the TV or Amazon.com, or there's just any number of subscriptions you can get yourself involved with.
So
And
we're giving this information to the World Coin folks. Boy, they maybe have to change that name. World Coin folks.
yeah,
They're giving all their information. We are giving that information to them so that they can identify that it's really us. But are they also the carriers and the holders to the to the treasure too? I mean, I'm assuming at some point they'll be the bank also. I mean, is this like the first step is just the identity thing, and then yeah, hey, may as well make sense. You're giving us all your information. You may as well just give us access to the money too, and we'll be the ones to dole it out as you see fit, or so we think.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's, and that's what's happened. I know with me and my Amazon account, it's, I
But
go there for everything.
what's the power in this, though? I understand the collection of the information gives them access to the information, which I'm assuming big data is worth tons. You know, you can sell it to upcoming campaigns, to what your decision making process is. They can sell it to marketers. How much privacy is protected, and what is our advantage other than the convenience factor of not having to carry anything other than our person?
Yeah, I mean, well, that's a huge advantage, and I'm, I'm not denying that. I think I'm a critic of it just because I just feel, right, feel as though we continue to give our personal power away to big data in the name of convenience, and someday that could sort of come back to bite us.
Oh, hell yeah.
But the advantage is just huge. I mean, don't carry the wallet anymore. I mean, the right now this is not part of the features of it, but why not? You wouldn't have to carry your driver's license. You wouldn't have to carry anything that you normally would carry in your wallet. You just have your face and your personal features, and that's really all that you would need.
Doesn't the government already have all this stuff on us anyway for facial recognition
I feel like
software?
maybe
And
they do. Yeah. I know in
they,
China they do. I
yeah, they were
absolutely do.
with the whole
Yeah.
COVID thing. They were all they were doing was scanning you, or maybe I think you might have had to carry a phone and you had to have certain things. But I know that facial recognition software recognizes you anywhere. You can even be caught on a street cam, and they can determine where you are in the world based upon that. It used to be that you just made a credit card charge anywhere and they could find you in the world, or made a phone call from anywhere and they could catch you. Now it's you just have to walk in front of a stop sign.
Yes,
And
exactly.
they know. Oh
And it
no.
makes it really hard to be a criminal. I mean, it is tough.
Lord.
And in Germany, for instance, they banned hoodies. You cannot buy a hoodie, a hoodie sweatshirt.
Yeah,
You can buy one of those in Germany. And the reason is because they want to be able to have the facial recognition. And one of the tricks is, well, I just put my hood on.
so connect WorldCoin with cryptocurrency, because so far I just see it as a piece of identifying app or software or technology. But where does it come in that they actually have a cryptocurrency attached to this too? Or what do you know about their cryptocurrency?
Yeah, and I haven't explored it well enough yet, but it is its own sort of coin in and of itself, because why not, right? But will you be able to tie other coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Dogecoin, or something like that to that particular wallet? My guess is, I think if you're smart at running a company, you allow that, and then you become the sort of the central repository for that,
Crazy.
and you just gather more data, right?
Well,
You
they
just keep
did their,
gathering.
it looks like, just looking at some online research from Forbes, it looks like they did some a beta period with more than 2 million users during that beta period. And they're now going to roll it out to 35 cities across 20 countries. That is going to be the next step up. So it doesn't seem like they need our permission for this. It seems like
Doesn't seem like it.
they're doing it anyway. And I'm curious, I had never heard of it until you introduced this as a subject to me just earlier. And I had never heard of it. So I'm really interested in finding out. Okay, I understand the convenience factor for us. I can understand the big data factor for WorldCoin. I is the only concern over privacy. I mean, if that's the case, then why do we have, how many millions or probably billions of iPhones that are out there right now collecting basically the same information from up? It just needs a vehicle, and then that is the phone.
Yeah, and I think it's not the only concern. It's one of the main concerns that most people are seeing right now. I think the other concern is it allows yet another access point for sort of the bad actors of the world
Mm.
to, I mean, think if this received wide adoption and we all began to use it, how might a country that whose values we do not share, and they hack into this, suddenly they can freeze all of our commerce. They can just stop it. We're going to freeze your account, and you can't spend any money, and you also can't get deposits of that money from, say, your salary. Things like that. It begins to, I mean, because one of the things I talk about, right, is diversification. Well, another thing that I do talk about with wealthy people is not just using one bank, but using multiple banks for their sort of safe money, right? In air quotes,
Well,
safe money.
if you don't believe that, you just have to look at the wave and the problem that Silicon Valley Bank created. If you had more than what $250,000 in that bank, you weren't covered until the bailout occurred. And I'm not sure that they were covered beyond that. But yeah,
Yeah,
spread your money out.
they ended up being covered there. But you think back not that many years ago to in Greece, when you could not go to the ATM, they froze the ATM, they froze all the banking system. I guess it's been more than a few years ago, but that happened in Greece. It also happened for a bit in Turkey. And so I'm a big guy thinking about the global implications. What's to say that couldn't happen in the US, Canada, or someplace like that? So that was just with the regular ATMs when you had multiple banks to deal with. What if you only had essentially one place? It'd be
When
so
you
much
have a
easier,
single
right?
point of failure, that is really never a good thing. One thing fails and everything fails, beyond that. So,
Right.
if there's competition and it's not a monopoly, I'm all for it. I think that I love technology. I love it making, something like Amazon making my life more convenient, but I still have the option, if I choose to, I can walk into Walmart or Target or go anywhere else that I want. If Amazon was the only game in town, you would start to see prices rise. You would start to see probably service suffer a little bit because they don't have to answer to anybody. They have no competition. So as long as it stays competitive, I'm
Yep.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, and you can choose understanding the risks. You can choose what's right for you and how much convenience you want versus how much you want to give up on the other side. One of the things we'll have to talk, maybe the next episode, we'll talk about FedCoin.
All right.
That's a really interesting subject. So we'll have to chat about that too. And that could be competition. And it also could be something that, well, I know people are very concerned about as well.
All right. Well, it
Like
sounds like an
anything else, there's
interesting.
risks and there's advantages. You just need to understand what those are,
And as
right?
John would tell you every episode, this was not investment advice. We were just sharing the topic of WorldCoin. I'm just finding out about it now. I'm curious if I come back next episode and I have my WorldCoin bling. I got the little orb that's just hanging. Is it like a necklace I can buy? If I can look like Snoop Dogg or whoever it is that's got that big clock, Flava Flav,
Yeah,
around,
yeah, that's right.
around my neck. I feel like this would be good. All right, John, tell our listeners how they can get a hold of you if they want to talk more about either WorldCoin or investment advice or anything that you can provide to them over at Guardian Rock Wealth. How do they reach out to you?
Sure. Best way is just to go out to guardianrockwealth.com in the contact us section or text the word. Just have to type it in on your phone, just to open up your texting app, 321-421-5213, and then hit the word life. And that will take you to my business card. It's got all sorts of links to free information, and you can even chat with me. You can schedule some time, and I'm happy to talk with anyone, no matter where they are in their personal financial journey. Like I said, I have an emerging investors program for people who are just dedicated to getting there. Right.
And if you already have the WorldCoin app or the orb, just hold it up to your eye, and it will directly catapult you over to John's page.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Thanks, John, for hanging out. See you again next week.
All right. We'll see you.